What is going on YouTube? This is Angus of Boss Fitness. Super excited to be coming at you today with another new recipe video. It's been a little while since I've done one of these, and that's because I've been busy in the back end creating all sorts of awesome stuff, content for the future of the YouTube channel and for Boss Fitness as a whole. But I'm super stoked to be sharing with you this recipe today. This is all about protein donuts. So I don't know about you, unless of course you're an alien, but protein, you know, is obviously something we need daily, but donuts is usually something that many people do not eat because they require quite a decent calorie investment to be able to eat. So say for example, Krispy Kremes, you know, or Dunkin' Donuts or Wendy's or Donut King, whatever. Usually most donuts are 200 to 300 or 500 plus a piece. So I'm gonna be sharing with you my version of these donuts, which involves utilizing pumpkin and a few other cool little nifty tricks that will enable you to have each donut at around the 56 to 60 calorie mark per piece. And this recipe actually makes 8 of them. So in other words, even if you were to eat the whole batch, it's about 450 to 500 calories, which you know, is an awesome way to be going about it. So get excited. I'm going to take you through from start to finish how we're going to be making these donuts. Get pumped, and yeah, at the end, let's obviously see how good these turn out. Rightio guys, so let me walk you through our ingredients that we're going to be using to make these Like a Boss protein donuts. So a few of the basics that we're going to be utilizing are baking powder. This is obviously our rising agent. You're going to be using about a teaspoon of that. Stevia, we're going to be using about a 1/4 cup, which is going to obviously act as our sweetener for these donuts. What we're going to be using also as a means to pack the protein in is some protein pancake mix, which is from My Protein. You can order this from anywhere online, really easy to use. They've got a lot of other cool different stuff, but I find that their pancake mix tastes amazing. You're going to be using 30 grams, and I've got it prepared just here. Super yummy. And then obviously our hero of the dish is pumpkin. So I've got 180 grams of roasted pumpkin just here. That's obviously going to pack a lot more flavor as opposed to just boiling it or whatever. But hey, up to you, no hate. We've also got some plain flour. So you'll see the amount just on the screen just here. Nice and easy. And then we've got an egg. So this is the stuff that we're going to be using alongside some seasoning. You'll see here we've got some allspice and some cinnamon. So you'll be using as much of that as you please, which is going to enable you to make these donuts. And then instead of like milk or almond milk or whatever, we're actually just going to be using normal water as a means to make these donuts. And then when it comes to the icing later on, what you're going to be using is some plain icing sugar. As you can see here, the grams are just on the screen. Same goes for these lovely sprinkles. We've got a packed tablespoon worth of sprinkles just here. And then we've got some pink food coloring, which we're going to be using to obviously make our icing nice and pink. If you want to use another color, well then go for gold. But the idea here is that we're kind of making it as if it's kind of like old mate Homer Simpson's one. And then here we have our donut tray. So the idea is that we can bake the donuts rather than frying them or anything like that. This is a silicone mold you can get from Amazon or online. Fairly cheap as well. And the idea is that you spray it obviously with a bit of olive oil or spray or whatever, and therefore the mixture will not stick. What I also want you to do is make sure you set your oven for 180, and yeah, you're ready to rock and roll. So what we're going to be doing now is bombing all these ingredients for the donut itself. So we're not going to be doing the icing just yet. What I want you to do is to bomb it all into a NutriBullet. Okay, you're going to blitz it up. You're going to add water until you've got the consistency that you want. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click my fingers, and once I've clicked, bam, you're going to see how the mixture will look like, all blitzed up in the NutriBullet. 1, 2, 3, and bam, just like magic, here we go. The NutriBullet has whipped us up a lovely storm. You'll see this lovely orange mix. The reason why this obviously is like that is because of the pumpkin that we're using. So you should get a consistency like this, kind of like normal cake batter. So I only used about a tablespoon or 2 worth of water, and yeah, just bombed everything in the NutriBullet, blitzed up a few times, and this is what we're left with. And now what we're going to do is, once I snap my fingers, you will see this mixture, whoop, in here, all looking nice, all prepared, ready to rock and roll for us to bomb it in the oven. 1, 2, 3. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And there we go. Our donuts are ready to rock and roll. So if I zoom in here, you should see that pretty evenly spaced. We're all good. All I did is just dab a decent sized tablespoon on top of each, shove my finger into the hole, and yeah, these are the donuts. So this will obviously be the bottom. obviously underneath here, it's got a perfectly round bottom, so that means that this is going to be the top of the donut, this will be the bottom of the donut. And what we're going to do now is we're going to bomb these into the oven on 180. Put your timer on for 13 minutes, okay, that should be the sweet spot. So I'm going to bomb these in now, and once I click my fingers on 3, we'll see them out of the oven, and yeah, looking absolutely perfect hopefully. 1, 2, 3. And there we go, look at that, perfectly risen donuts. So this was me for 14 minutes in the oven, and as you can see they've got a teeny bit of texture on them, so in other words a little bit of brown going on. See, look at that, and you want them so that it's like this, so if I go a little bit of give, perfect, that's what we want. Booyah, time for some icing. So while our donuts are cooling, what we're going to do is we're going to actually make the icing. So obviously this, the sprinkles are for the end, so we don't need them just yet. But for the actual icing, this is where you're going to be a ninja. So what we're going to be doing is actually using half a teaspoon. Okay, we're going to fill this with water. We're going to add it into there, and then we're going to stir it. All right, and then after that, we're going to add in about a drop, pretty much, of the pink icing. And yeah, so I'm going to be doing exactly that. Remember that the moral of the game and the game of the story is to actually stir continuously, add that water bit by bit, and then literally add a drop of that colouring, and then we should have perfect icing. So I'm going to click my fingers on 3, and on 3 we should see an amazing pink icing concoction right here. 1, 2, 3. Bam, there we go, just like that we have our icing. So as you can see here, we want a consistency where it's not overly runny and where it's not very hard. So this should do us just fine. As you can see, oh, it's beautiful looking stuff. Tastes absolutely amazing. I love icing sugar. But this is going to be our icing. I know what we're going to be doing is going to be spreading this all over our donuts. So what I'm going to be doing now is doing that myself. And when I click my fingers on 3, you'll see them all looking nice with pink icing all over it. 1, 2, 3. Bam, here we go. So I've got 2 of them just here that I've put some icing on. They are looking absolutely on point. Now as we want to load these babies up with some sprinkles, and then they're ready for eating. The other ones I've got sitting just over there on the kitchen bench. Let's load these suckers up with some sprinkles, shall we? And boom, there we have it, Like a Boss protein donuts. Super duper easy to make. Hopefully you're able to follow suit as I walked you through in that recipe video. These are so nice, so good. Legit, even the mixture itself tastes nice. In between those little clicks of my magic, I was actually licking the spoon and everything. It's absolutely fantastic. And 56 calories per donut, you cannot go wrong. Literally every single time that I make these, I basically eat the whole batch. So yeah, it's really nice and a really cool, I guess, hack that you can utilize when you are in fat loss. Being able to get a lot of volume of something for not many calories is what you want. So please, if you found this video awesome, give us a like, okay? Let me know in the comments below any other recipes that you'd like to sort of see macro-ized, if you will, because it's all about macro-friendly recipes in the Boss Fitness world. And please, if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. You'll see all sorts of cool videos coming out in relation to training, mindset, nutrition, recipes, all sorts of cool stuff, okay? So Angus signing out. Thanks so much for tuning in, and see you next time in the Boss Fitness world. Boom.